Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you've all been well. For today's look, I'm going to create a really cool mermaid glitter eye. So starting off with my Naked Skin Concealer by Urban Decay, I'm just going to carve out my brows and then bring that down onto my lid and use it as a primer. Normally I start off with brows first, but because I was playing around with glitter, I was extremely nervous as to how it would go. So I just wanted to make sure that nothing else was done except for the eyes. So if it went wrong, then I didn't have to redo too many things at once. So just carving them out with an eyeliner brush and then bringing it down onto my eyelid. And then I'm going to be taking my Violet Voss and Laura Lee palette today and picking up the shade Basic. I'm just going to use that to set the concealer I've just laid down. For the transition shade, I'm going to pick up Press Pot. I'm just going to place that on my crease. This is just going to make sure all the other colors blend out seamlessly and look really nice and flawless. And then to darken it up, I'm going to take the shade Britches on the same fluffy blending brush. And I'm just going to go over the transition shade I just did and slightly lower, just to deepen up the eye a little bit and just make that crease a little bit more defined. And then to add some more depth and a little bit darkness, I'm picking up Whiskers, which is a really nice brown shade. And I started off with a more really dense kind of blending brush. I don't know if you use it for blending the eyeshadow or more as like a concealer blender, but I use it just to pack on the color. And then I found it was really harsh, so I ended up picking up my original blending brush and I just added some more of that shade and also blended everything out together just so it wasn't too full on and it was nice and blended. And then picking up Press Pot again, I'm just going to go over everything with a clean blending brush just to make sure everything's blended together and looking beautiful. And then picking up my Too Faced glitter glue, I'm just going to pop this onto my lid using a concealer brush. These brushes are really good for popping it on sticky glues as they don't hold too much of the glue. And then for the glitter, I'm picking up the Violet Voss Siren Fantasy Loose Glitter. And I'm just going to spray a short shader brush with my setting spray before I do anything, just to make sure the glitter clings to the brush and doesn't go everywhere. This glitter was honestly beautiful. I had been eyeing it off for ages and I was like, how am I going to incorporate this into a look because it's so full on. And then I had like this kind of like mermaid blue with like some browns and oranges inspired look, so I just went for it. The fallout was minimal, I think, because I packed so much glitter glue on, which was great, and honestly the shade is beautiful. I can't wait to try the other colors. Then just using the shade Bubs to deepen up the outer corner as well as the crease a little bit more. Onto the base, I'm taking my Too Faced Primed and Poreless Primer. I'm just going to use this on my T-zone. It's just going to make sure everything stays really matte and not too oily. This primer is honestly amazing if you have an oily T-zone. It just keeps everything in place. And then for the outer edges, I'm going to take the Josie Maran Argan Enlightenment liquid highlighter. I'm just going to pop that everywhere else where I didn't pop the matte primer. It's just going to make sure the outer edges of my face are nice and glowy, but it's not going to make my T-zone look too oily. And then using Born This Way in the shade Sand, I'm just going to pack that onto my face using my beauty blender and blend it all out. For concealer, I'm picking up the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Light, I think it is. It'll all be down below. And I'm just going to use that to highlight and conceal under my eyes and also highlight my chin, my forehead, and down the center of my nose. And then taking my LA Go Pro Conceal bronzer, I'm just going to use that on my cheekbones, around my forehead, and down my nose as well. I really wanted to do a lot of cream products. I know I tried out the Nude by Nature cream contour before, but I didn't find it was as great as I wanted it to be, and I'd heard so much about the LA Girl the cream contours, so I thought, why not give it a go? So I ordered one off eBay, and I love it. I thought the color might have been too dark at first, but with a nice tan, it honestly warms up the face so much. So now just blending in the concealer first, and then going in and blending out all of the cream contour. To bake today, taking my RCMA translucent powder, and I'm just going to pop that under my eyes to make sure they're all nice and set and they don't crease throughout the day and they remain beautiful. And then also cleaning up that bronzer because it did go a little bit too far down. I'm just going to bake underneath it just to make sure it stays in place and it's not too harsh. For contour today, I picked up the LA Girl Spice Blush Collection, and I'm just going to take the bronze shade from that palette. This was the first time I used it, and I really, really, really loved it. It wasn't like a muddy bronzer, which is great because some bronzers do go really muddy on my skin, and it was just such a nice glow. And then just brushing off my bronzer bake as well as under my eyes, making sure there's no excess powder and it's all nice and fresh. And then I'm also going to take that bronzer down my nose just to go over the places where I cream contoured and make sure my nose looks really nice and carved out. And I'm also going to pop some of that bronzer under my lip as well, just to give my bottom lip a more of a full effect. For blush, I'm going to take the darker pink in the palette. I really wanted something that was nice and more of like a dark pink than a light pink, just to complement the eyes a little bit more. And then for highlight, picking up the highlighter shade from the palette, I'm just going to spray my brush first just to make sure the highlight payoff is the best it can be. It was a really nice palette. The highlighter had to be worked a little bit, but besides that, for the price I paid, I was honestly so impressed. The blushes are beautiful, like super pigmented, and the bronzer was amazing. And the highlight does end up building up to be quite glowy. If you're wanting something subtle, it's absolutely perfect. And then just running the highlighter over my Cupid's bow and my nose. Picking up the shade Whiskers, I'm just going to take that on a pencil brush. I'm going to run that down the lower lash line just to make sure it's nice and dark and ties in with the top of the eyes. And then I'm also going to blend that out with Press Pot just to make sure the edges aren't too harsh and it looks nice and seamless. For brows, using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, of course, in the shade Dark Brown. I don't know if I'll ever use another brow product. I really do want to try the pomades. But I am so totally obsessed with my Brow Wiz that I don't know if anything else can live up to it. So just filling in the sparse areas and defining my tails. For lashes, taking my Huda Beauty Faux Mink lashes in Samantha. I'm going to apply them with my Duo Clear Eyelash Glue. And then I didn't actually apply mascara on my top lashes, so I just took my Smashbox black liner and I just lined my top waterline with that just to make it look like I had applied mascara and to tie in the top lashes with the fake eyelashes. And then for my bottom lashes, taking my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, I'm just going to make sure they're really nice and long and black and looking gorgeous. For lips, I'm using my Kylie Cosmetics Dolce K lip liner. I'm just going to line my lips and then fill them in as well, making sure they look nice and plump and juicy. And then just to go over that, I'm taking my Too Faced Melted lipstick in the shade Nude. Once upon a time, this was my favorite, and I stopped using it, and I don't know why, because the formula is honestly amazing. I'm not a liquid lipstick fan, but Too Faced really did a good job with the melteds. And then just going over that with my Kylie gloss in Literally. I told you, not a complete liquid lipstick fan. but I just wanted something to make the lips a little bit more juicy looking and just to tie in with that eye look a little bit more. I felt like the matte didn't really work with the glitter eyes. And then to highlight under the eyes a little bit more, taking my Australis banana powder, you know the drill, my favorite powder ever. To highlight the brow bone in the inner corner, I'm going to take the shade Sugar, just a really nice glittery pale shade, just to brighten it all up a little bit more. And then to set everything, just going in with my Mario Badescu Rosewater Spray, of course, and just making sure our work is all set in place and looking beautiful. And there you have it, a really beautiful mermaidy eye with flawless skin, my favorite. I hope you guys enjoyed. I can't wait to see you in my next video, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!